everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. Today I'm going to be making some, put my lid back on my sugar bowl, my sugar container, but I'm going to be doing something a different way. I normally do fried apples in an iron skillet, but I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do them this time. I'm all the time trying something different, but I'm going to try them in the crock pot. I've never done them. But I was going to show you what I used. I bought a 3-pound bag, so about 3 pounds of Granny Smith apples. Now I'm doing Granny Smith because Granny Smith's a little bit firmer apple, and it won't cook away whenever I do my. Come on. Sometimes I have to give it a little peck, don't I? You flip that little thing underneath there, give it a click, everything comes out, your core and all your apples. So there was either 8 or 9 apples in this. So first thing I'm going to do is grab them. Now I've had some people say, Nan, why did you change your crock pot? But I didn't change my crock pot. This is my daughter's. And I borrowed a couple of her crock pots at Easter. And so I think, well, I've got them set out here already for her to pick up or for me to take them to her house. And I think, well, while they're already here, I'll just use it. So I'm going to put all my apples. And listen, this is a lot of apples. So you can cut this recipe down. But what I'm going to do is if I don't, we're going to get us out some for tonight. And then I'm going to freeze the rest of them. I'll freeze it already done. And then when I need an extra dish, side dish, I will throw that into my, let me get it around here so the cord's not hanging out. Okay, I'm going to, first of all, I have melted 1 stick of butter. I'm going to tell you, I wished, you don't know, sometimes I think, oh, how I would love to have just one more bite of my mother's, what she called cooked fruit. On the old wood cook stove. This is cinnamon. I'm putting a teaspoon of cinnamon right now, just to see how far I think it's going to go. And then apple pie spices. She always used apple pie spice. I'd say that was probably 2 teaspoons of apple pie spice. I'm going to take that 1 stick of butter and I'm going to pour it over all of my apples. You don't think you leave very much but look at that running from that. You just don't think you leave very much, but you do. And that's that much that's just a waste. I'm all about not wasting. I'm going to put just a dash of lemon juice. Just a dash. That was probably about a tablespoon. And I've got 3/4 cup of brown sugar. This is not packed, and I'm going to look at this and decide whether I need more. Brown sugar. 3/4 cup is what I'm putting on there. I think it'll be all right. And I'm going to put about, I'm trying to measure this for you all. I don't normally measure. 2/3 cup of white sugar. You say, Nan, that's a lot of sugar. Well, got to realize I'm not going to put all this on there. Granny Smith apples are not as sweet as your others are. I saved about 1/4 cup. So it was 2/3, and I end up saving 1/4. I'll have to figure that up when we do the recipe. Okay, we've got I wrote it down on a piece of paper. We got our butter, and we've got our apples in there. We've got little lemon juice. We got cinnamon. We got apple pie spice. Right here in front of me, I always put a pinch of salt. And pinch of salt. And then we're going to put one thing. Let me grab it. I'm going to put about a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. You'll have a little moisture come out of your apples. You've got your stick of butter down in there. I'm going to put it on low for about 2 hours. Now this is just an experimental thing. I normally do mine, like I said, I normally do mine. Here, I'm gonna give y'all a little hint here too. I've heard never lock these ones that lock like hers does. That's for travel. Don't never lock that down whenever you're cooking. You might get an explosion, okay? I mean, it might need to expand and it doesn't have room or anything like that in there. So, we've got our 3 pounds of apples cut up in pieces. We've got a couple tablespoons of teaspoons of apple pie spice, and a big teaspoon of cinnamon. I'll be honest with you, I feel like I need to put just a little bit more cinnamon. It's a lot of apples. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon more. So 2 teaspoons of apple pie spice and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon is what I put in there. And we'll see how that flavor when we get close to the end. I put a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch, and I sliced all my apples up, put just a dash or 2 of lemon juice and just a pinch of salt. I don't think I left out anything. Looking at everything here to see. And I put about 3/4 of a cup, and if some people get confused on that, so 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and it wasn't packed. And I put about, let's see, I started out with 2/3 cup of white sugar, and I left about 1/4. So we'll just say 2/3 cup of white sugar. I just don't feel like I need to use all that. So we didn't use all the 2/3. So I'd say about a 1/2 cup of white sugar, I think. So let's get the lid on this and let's cook it on low for 2 hours, okay? And we'll see how she turns out. Like I said, for the 3rd time, I've always cooked mine in a iron skillet. I always fry them in an iron skillet, so this is going to be new to me, just to see if it can be done. I'm all the time trying something new, you know that. So let's get it over here and get it plugged up. We'll see you when it's finished. I wanted to show you one more thing. I'm going to stir all this up before I get started. I thought, well, what in the world have I forgot? Where all the apples are coated with that good seasoning and the butter. And then I might stir them again in the middle of the process. Get all that brown sugar down in there. Just wanted to show y'all that. Okay, we've got our crock pot out. Look at this yummy. The sauce is just thick enough. Just makes a great glaze. Let me hide my spoon. Makes a great glaze over them beautiful apples that are cooked. I'm going to get out a little dish. Now, if you don't, sorry about the noise. If you all want to peel your Ruby, that's enough. If you all want to peel your apples, you feel well. I love the great skin. Y'all got to make some of these. Now, you can put as much sugar or as little sugar as you want. With all the sugar that I put in these apples, they're still a little tad bit tart. You get that little bit of sweetness, but you get that little bit of tartness. And if you don't think that your glaze that's in there is thick enough, take you maybe a couple tablespoons of cornstarch and take you just a few just maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of water, and make a slurry, mix that together and pour it in there, and then stir it around, and that'll give you a thicker glaze. I like just what I got. But I want to tell you all that you've got to make some of these. They're so simple. I cooked them on low for about 4 hours and then just turned them off and let them cool down. But I want to tell y'all that I love yous. I appreciate you all coming in and watching my videos. I appreciate you following me and telling your friends about me. I just do. I appreciate you. Y'all are precious to me. And I want you to know how much the Lord loves you. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, He's right there with you. He'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you when you're one of His children. He don't leave His children behind. So I'm going to go, and I will see y'all next time, Lord willing, okay? Bye-bye.